Hey, Curtis.
Hey, Oz.
What movie you got this week?
Oh, this week we got a doozy. We've got Blade Runner meets Crank. Throw in the L.A. Rodney King riots and a little bit of Lawnmower Man. Get up off of my lawn. This week we're watching Strange Days. I credit where credit's due. My punchline was all Patreon subscriber Melissa L this week.
Oh, well, kudos to her because that was oh, Ray Parker Jr. singing hits from other movies.
Yep. My as we were texting earlier in the week, that is top 2 for Key and Peele sketches for me.
Oh, I love that sketch.
The Ray Parker Jr. along with the Crystal Light Dancers.
Yep. Both of those sketches are just oh man. Yep. That's one regret, and I think it was just timing. You and I grew up in the Chappelle Show era.
Yeah.
And when we had just moved on in our lives when Key and Peele was Key and Peele. And it's one of those, you miss the bus. And but I'm trying to and they've just got so much stuff that it's like you scroll through TikTok and there's a clip and I'm like, why haven't I seen this one before?
Yeah.
So,
they had 5 seasons of Key and Peele.
Yeah. And so Key and Peele was top-notch stuff. And Jordan Peele, well, both, but Jordan Peele,
especially.
Jordan especially. So welcome back, listeners and viewers, to another week of Let's Talk About Flicks, the podcast where we take a monthly theme, this month being Bam Bam Kathryn Bigelow movie month.
I love it so much.
And we satisfy the theme with a picture, with a motion picture.
Yes, we do. With a motion picture.
With a motion picture. So I'm one of your hosts, Oz.
I am the other host, Curtis.
And before we get too far, we'll give a shout out to our Patreon subscribers, Don S., Aaron A, Mandy K, Melissa L, Colin K, and Lyle M. Thank you one and all for your patronage.
Yes. Our lawnmower men.
Yeah, you are our lawnmower men and lawnmower women.
Our lawnmower fleet.
Yeah, lawn boy and lawn girls.
There you go.
And make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the things that we do here on YouTube. Subscribe
feed the algorithm.
Yeah. We really appreciate that as well. And check out the website, letstalkaboutflix.com.
Yeah,
where
really good stuff on there.
Yeah, where I've hit, well, like I predicted, school's going to hit and things slow down.
Yes,
so
it happens.
So, but I'm still working through the Criterion list. I've got 11 movies done, Seventh Seal being the most recent. And now I'm hitting my first 2 American productions on the Criterion list.
It's interesting that the first American movie on the Criterion list is Spinal Tap.
This is
Spinal Tap.
Followed by Silence of the Lambs. You've got a hotbed of any and everything you could have. And you're like, you know what, though? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it that you're like, what represents American cinema better than anything else?
a cucumber wrapped in tinfoil in Harry Shearer's pants.
A British band.
Yes, that represents a British band.
So it's fun. It's a fun series, and there's lots of, you catch every episode streaming there, as well as hitting it some stuff to read if you like. So, Strange Days.
Yes. Yeah, a flawed movie, but as we were talking pre-show and even throughout the week, I absolutely love this movie. Fully really acknowledging it's got its flaws. It's not a perfect movie, but it hit me at the right time in my life, and it speaks to me in a way. And I was just so happy watching this movie as I was prepping for this week.
Well, we've covered a lot of movies on the show. As a matter of fact, this is episode 220. And there's a lot. 220. There's a lot of movies that we've covered that had that effect, that when we were younger. Yes. And then we revisit them and the polish is worn off. Yep. Masters of the Universe looking at you.
That one only gets better for me. Frank Langella can do no wrong.
I'll let you have it. But it's, this, again, I can't speak from it because this is my first time viewing, but for you, it's, I feel that just on that assumption that this hasn't lost any of its luster for you.
No, I had that same feeling watching it a couple of days ago as I did when I was 15, 16, watching it for the first time. Like this movie, and I'll probably get into this a little bit more later in the show too, but I'll give the tip of the iceberg now. Again, like, as we were talking pre-show, to this point in my life, I'm sophomore in high school, and for the most part, movies were just fun. You watch the dogfight in Top Gun, you watch the lightsabers in Star Wars, you laugh at Mel Brooks movies. To me, movies to this point, for the most part, were just, they were action, they were comedy, and you want to be entertained. And this movie, with the fact that, and it was really, really obvious, painfully obvious in some
very,
points,
very much so, yeah.
But the 16-year-old me, this movie hit, and it's like, this movie's really trying to say things. Like, it's really trying to, ignite a dialogue and, and shift opinions and open eyes, as well, in regards to social issues, but also just like cinematic techniques. There's some editing in this movie uses, some, technology this movie uses, that it's like, wow, I didn't know movies could do that kind of thing. And this movie resonated in a way for 16-year-old Curtis that most movies had not. And it was just such a joy to go and revisit this movie that had that kind of meaning for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I love that assessment. I do.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
I would just, and this being a movie that you first saw 30 years ago, I first saw.
Yeah. And it was a first timer for you
30 hours ago.
Yeah.
So, it's, I really enjoyed it. You and I both, I don't think we're official card carrying members of the James Cameron, club.
No,
but
I appreciate James Cameron.
Yeah.
He's an egomaniac.
Yeah.
But he also is pretty creative, and
he's pretty good at what he does.
He knows how to make movies. He knows how to write. He knows how to plot things out. He knows how to establish characters. And again, even though Bigelow directed this, Cameron wrote the story that they then adapted together and produced
it, and so he's got a stamp all over it, and he edited the film.
Interestingly enough, after they did this after they divorced.
Well, that's
not to dive too far down that rabbit hole, but
right. So it's it's just Cameron is Cameron, and he's got a lot to say.
And he's going to Cameron everywhere.
Yes, he will. So, all right. Well, you got the plot of this movie, so I'm going to get down into it's a tight cast, but honestly, everybody kind of matters.
Yeah, it's deep within the tightness.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to share all 100,000 members of the cast.
No.
This takes place in a metropolitan area. But I'm going to share the Wikipedia cast list because I do feel everybody matters.
Yeah.
We've got our main character, Lenny Nero, played by Ralph Fiennes, or as someone who doesn't know who he is would say, Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph.
So Ralph Fiennes is Lenny Nero, a guy that honestly, he's got a very interesting backstory, which I know you'll get into. His primary love interest is Faith Justin, played by Juliette Lewis. I think this is one of those films where she turned on her acting ability and did a great job. There's a lot of films where Juliette Lewis just turns it off and monotones through her script.
You and I are going to disagree on this one, and that's okay.
That's fair. So I might also come back around on your side later.
Sure.
Angela Bassett is the third person on our movie poster, playing Lornette Mace Mason. The only real prominent African-American character in this movie outside of a time bomb that we see a little bit later. But so those are our three mains, but there are a lot of ancillary characters that are very tight with these three. One being Tom Sizemore as Max Peltier, whatever. He's Lenny's, we hear him as Lenny, we see him as Nero, like he's the same guy, but I'll probably go back and forth, but he's Lenny's best friend.
Yeah, he's his bestie.
Yeah. We got Top Dollar himself, Michael Wincott, playing Top Dollar, but just in this movie, he's Philo Gant, as opposed to Top.
Michael Wincott.
Yeah, exactly. He's basically playing the same role he played in The Crow.
Yeah. I think Philo's, Ron Gant's distant relative.
Pretty sure it's Ron Gant.
Yeah. They're cousins.
I love the Braves. The 90s
Braves, yeah.
We've got important but somehow like secondary characters, Vincent D'Onofrio and William Finchner as Burton Steckler and Dwayne Engelman. They are like just beat cop partners.
Yes.
They're blue suits, and they are they
take the law into their own hands and impose their social morals onto it.
Yes, very much agree. We've got the time bomb I mentioned earlier. Is Jericho 1, played by Glenn Plummer, a radical rapper, if you will,
like social activist, hip hop entrepreneur.
Yeah, he's kind of your just your Ice Cube, Ice-T in that like Rodney King era,
early to mid 90s.
Hardcore, anti-establishment, anti-police force.
Yes, socially conscious, very, very like pro-black movement.
Not the Ice-T who went on to play a police officer for a very long time.
That's true. That's what a career arc he's had.
It's such irony there of in between. I'm gonna be a kangaroo. In between, being a hate the police rapper and a where were you on the evening of
bang bang?
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got a couple other characters in here. We got Bridget Bacco as Iris, a friend of a friend kind of thing. But she's the catalyst on what goes on. Yep. We've got Richard Edson as Tick.
One of the two parking attendants from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, exactly. So, but again, an important role, really. Like everybody in this cast on Wikipedia has got a role, and then we've got Joseph Sommer as Palmer Strickland.
What a name!
Palmer Strickland. He's the high up the flagpole police guy.
I know there's like the expression like don't trust people with whose names are two first names. What about somebody with two last names?
Palmer Strickland. Exactly. That's right. Most trustworthy guys. You make him head of your police force.
That's what you do. He's the commissioner.
In this dirty and not spoiler alert, in this dirty police era of this film, he's the only good cop.
Yeah, he is.
Paul, why? He's got two last names.
His deputy commissioner was Smith Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. So, Smith Johnson. So, but that's the cast. Honestly, there's a lot of people in here. Those are the ones that matter. And they do. I feel that they all do have a part.
Yes,
to play. So, what's this movie about?
This movie, again, released in 1995, was set in the distant future of 1999.
Well, to be fair, started to be written, or Cameron had the idea in 85.
Yes. Yeah. But it's set over 2 days, like the last 2 days of the 20th century. So it's December 30th and 31st, and then into the wee hours on January 1st of the year 2000. So it's already this heightened, exaggerated time, a lot of paranoia, a lot of anxiety, a lot of excitement at the same time. So in other words, like people are on edge, and the city, it's set in LA. The city's on edge. And this movie was made just a couple years after the Rodney King riots. And it's in this fictional world, like that never really tamped down, like that never was really pacified. So it'd almost be like if those reactions just kept going, if that was the social and civil environment in LA, for the next 7 years. Yeah.
It's like, it'd be kind of equivalent to you're boiling pasta and you see it start to foam up and you don't take it off the heat, and it just boils over and continues to do its thing, and you just freak out and let it happen. And that's what this is. It's a very stressful time.
Yeah. And, there's a police presence everywhere here in downtown LA. There's National Guard presence everywhere. We not to get too far into it, but we're recording this in early January of 2026, just a couple of days after the incident in Minneapolis
and Portland area.
So
it's kind of like this movie was a prediction of like if you're boiling pasta and you don't take it off the heat.
We're just going to keep coming back to that.
Yeah. But yeah,
but like that's the setting we're in. It like, and everybody's tense. There's just there, and I know I used the word earlier, but there's a lot of paranoia and just people are on edge. And so we start on a really, really interesting sequence in this movie. The first couple of minutes in this movie, Oz, really, again, I use the movie Crank in my movie marriage just because this movie's almost 2.5 hours long, but it still feels like a sprint.
Oh, it does. Like when you just said it's 2.5 hours long, I looked at the runtime and I was like, oh, it is. And because it didn't feel that way.
No, this movie it's relentless. And we open on a first person shot. We got a POV shot from a guy in the back seat of a car that it's like, just tearing through downtown LA. And they pull up to the back door of a Chinese restaurant, and several men pour out of this car and rob this Chinese restaurant. And we see and hear everything directly through the eyes, through the senses of one of the robbers. And they stick everybody up. They're violent with everyone. The cops arrive. They escape, not out the, like they get cut off, so they have to go up the building. They're running through these apartments, and we end with they're getting gunned down. Like I think like a couple of them get gunned down in the process. And there's the two survivors, including our point of view character. They're trying to jump from rooftop to rooftop to escape the cops, and the character whose eyes we don't see through, who's still alive, makes it. And then our POV character tries to jump across this rooftop, doesn't make it, is clinging on to the ledge, about to fall. His compatriot who did made it is trying to pull him up, gets shot by the cops. And so our character, who we're literally seeing the movie through, falls several stories to his death. And we experience this all in the first person. Cut to Lenny, Ralph Fiennes, Ralph Fiennes, screaming at Richard Edson's Tick character, like, you got to tell me if that happens. So Ray Fiennes' character Lenny had been watching all of this, so somehow this point of view, everything was recorded. I absolutely love how the technology is depicted in this movie. It's so in the Strange Days averse, there is a technology called it's called, for short, it's called SQUID. Not that our listeners need this, but I'll say it anyways. Superconducting quantum interface device. So essentially, you put this sort of mesh net on your head, and it's attached to a mini disc player, which is going to come up later as well. The mini disc technology, and it records your perspective. It records everything that you see, you hear, that you feel, everything that you are processing as a human. It records all of that. And Lenny and Tick are both black market dealers in this. So they record people's experiences and then sell them on the black market. And Lenny was essentially testing out this video, this experience, that Tick had acquired. And he calls it a snuff film, because you experience the death of the character with the character.
Yeah, and all of these events happen. This isn't this
wasn't produced in a studio. Someone actually wore this technology, and this happened to them
and recorded it all as they were going. Had I done a movie marriage for this, I would have had GoPro in my movie marriage. And did you ever see the movie Brain Scan with Eddie Furlong?
No, I did not.
It's a similar device, but in the movie Brain Scan, it's a CD-ROM video game.
Okay.
That you lock into, and and it's like a murder mystery that you're playing through.
Okay.
But there becomes the, am I in reality or am I in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
blurring the lines. Yeah.
And so that's where, as I'm watching this, I'm like, this is kind of brain scanny.
Mm-hmm.
Although in Brain Scan, it was a game they were playing. So, but they were just losing sense of reality. Where, of course, in this movie, all of these recordings were legit memories.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like the visceral experience. Like you feel the adrenaline rush. Like it triggers all of like your neurochemicals and like your endorphins, just like as if it was happening to you. So
right.
So Lenny still ends up buying this from Tick, even though like he doesn't. You're not supposed to sell me snuff, but I'm going to buy it anyway. So we cut the Lenny driving through again riot-filled L.A. We get a lot of exposition early in this movie. We get a radio DJ expositioning that it's the day before New Year's 2000, day before New Year's Eve 2000. There's police everywhere. The DJ's taking callers from people who want to take it to the police and take the city back and take the streets back. There's a guy who calls in about the rapture. So like I think that's the environment and that's the mindset that everyone is in. Lenny ends up hiring a guy to wear. We see him at a bar next. And he hires a guy to wear the SQUID technology to have sex with a woman. And as he's doing this, of course, he's expositioning to us how the technology works. We cut to Iris, who is a prostitute, running through a subway station from the two cops you mentioned earlier, from Steckler and Engelman. Steckler radios in that we're in pursuit of a black male, but we got it. We don't need backup. So immediately something's up here.
Yeah,
like they're chasing a female prostitute, and they radio it in as they're chasing a black male.
So it's okay.
Which, there's also that insinuation there as well. She ends up narrowly escaping in a subway car as they're they're shooting at her. Steckler. Like he shoots out like the window in the subway. Like it's a really tense scene. And as after Steckler shoots out the window, he reaches in and he's able to grab her hair and pulls a wig off and sees that she was wearing a squid. So whatever she just saw, whatever she was escaping from, she recorded something that just happened that involved them. You don't see initially what it is, but they are furious. Absolutely furious. And now that they realize she was recording things, they realize that whatever just happened that involved them, that there's evidence.
Yeah.
There's evidence of this. What an opening to this movie.
Oh, it's it grabs you.
Yeah.
For sure.
She leaves, and she also leaves Lenny a very frantic message like, hey, I need your help. We got to catch up. She doesn't say about what, but like which again tells us, the viewer, that Iris and Lenny are friends or commingle in some way.
Right.
At home, Lenny is drinking while he's going through mini discs labeled Faith. Again, the Juliette Lewis character. And we see him happily watching a past moment with Juliette Lewis's Faith character. We get a Fox News report, Oz.
By the way, this was this was distributed by 20th Century Fox.
Yes. Ironically enough, a Fox News report says that famous star rapper and again social activist Jericho One has been shot dead. They indicate he was very politically outspoken, had a very large, it was a very meaningful artist both musically and socially at this time. We cut back to Lenny. A client is, he's expositioning to another client that the tech was developed by the feds to replace informants wearing wires, but it went to black market. And then, Lenny, he's trying to sell this to this kind of yuppie guy in a bar, this is how it works. Again, there's a lot of exposition in the beginning of the movie, which again, you and I both find movie exposition annoying, but sometimes you do need it, especially in a film like this where you're trying to establish how the technology works, why it exists.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of echo that too.
Yeah.
A lot of movies today offer exposition when it's unnecessary, but you're trying to build a world here.
Yeah.
And you need a little bit of help sometimes because this is, like you said, foreign tech. And we get the gist of how it works, but it is nice sometimes to give us some rules.
Just treat me like I'm an idiot and tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, this movie's got so many layers. Like it's just and because of the runtime, like your introduction of Iris and the cops and that debacle doesn't pay off for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
And so you break it up over 2 viewings like I did. You know, so I'm sitting back on, okay, yeah, I'm seeing the connection now because I watched them 24 hours apart, you know, so the Iris and cop thing wasn't brought back to full circle until later. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. A little Pulp Fiction out of order thing going on here.
Yeah. We meet private investigator Max, again, Lenny's bestie. He comes in and, of course, expositions that Lenny was a cop. He got thrown off the Vice Squad. And also expositions that Faith broke up with Lenny and that Lenny needs to start moping. Yeah. And so
I will say Tom Sizemore is not good at giving us exposition. Like radio DJ, fine. Tom Sizemore, it's almost like cracking his knuckles, like getting out his, hey, you're a retired police officer and your girlfriend broke up with you.
You need to stop moping, as he turns directly to the camera.
Exactly.
He needs to stop moping, folks. Check out this guy moping over Juliette Lewis.
Yeah. Who was his girlfriend, if you didn't catch that?
Who was his girlfriend? He has lots of recordings of them at home that he watches.
Let's say he's lost faith, if you get what I'm saying. And Tom Sizemore, if you're going to bring in somebody to give you exposition and really make sure he lays it on thick, it's Tom Sizemore.
If Tom Sizemore is one of those, like, he's one of those, like, there's nothing subtle about Tom Sizemore.
No, and I don't mind Tom Sizemore, but like I told you pre-show, as soon as I saw Tom Sizemore, and then they laid out like an hour into this movie what like the real plot was. Yeah, I was like, oh well, Tom Sizemore.
It's Tom Sizemore. It's gotta be Tom. You know, it's gonna be Tom Sizemore. And again, 16-year-old me didn't know who Tom Sizemore was.
Of course, but now we do.
Yeah, if you're gonna have Tom Sizemore in your movie, unless it's Saving Private Ryan, he's going to be the bad guy. Like
he almost, like, Hollywood can't even treat him like a red herring because it's like he can't even. I won't say he can't nail that, but yeah, like there's no misdirection when Tom Sizemore's in your movie.
No. You see him, it's like, well, there it is. There's
like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons or whatever, where like the henchman, you know, like the bad guy would go to his lair and there'd always be these neon signs just pointing.
Yeah.
Bad guy hideout.
Bad guy lair. Yeah. That's what this movie was missing, was just neon arrows pointing at Tom Sizemore.
Like Michael Madsen is close to that, but Michael Madsen could do better. Like
he could do subtle.
Yeah. Like, he could do a little subtle. Tom Sizemore. I mean, it's in his name. More? You want more of me? All right.
Should have named him Tom Size Most.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's Tom for you.
Tom Size Most. So after Iris drops a mini disc in Lenny's car. Like, you know, she sees the car outside of wherever she and Max are. She drops the mini disc in there. She runs in tears and says that she and Faith are both in trouble, which of course immediately gets Lenny's attention.
Yes.
But as she and Lenny start to walk out to his car, she sees the cops and takes off. Max continues to watch TV about what happened with Jericho 1. He like, who was calling people out, like he was calling for action against the LAPD.
Right.
And as well as just America in general. You know, like we need to rise up, you know, against our oppressors, you know, the police, and American politicians, the military, like all these systems that are oppressing us. We cut to Mace. We meet her for the first time. Angela Bassett is so good in this. She's so intense.
Agreed.
But yeah, I mean,
Angela Bassett she's just a great actress.
Yeah, she's just a powerhouse of an actress. We meet her. She picks up Lenny in her limo. She's a hired like limo and like protective services driver. Right. So like if you need an important client brought somewhere safely, but also, you know, expensively, then you hire, you know, Angela Bassett to do that. And so Mace picks them up. She hates what Lenny does. They are all like, like we called Max Lenny's best friend. Mace is his other best friend. So like you could, like, he has two best friends.
Yeah, you got it. You got the angel and the devil on your shoulder.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. She can't stand what he does for a living. But they're still friends. Like, she just can't let him go as a friend. And Lenny expositions about Mace's job and as well as just how capable she is. Like Lenny is genuinely impressed at how she can even like physically handle herself.
I'm glad it was that instead of like, look at her drive. Look at that woman drive.
Look at that woman.
Isn't she a great driver, Max?
That Mace almost kicks Lenny out. You know, she had picked up, you know, one of these high-priced clients. And of course Lenny stays because that's what Lenny does. He's smarmy, he's kind of snaky, and he's always looking for a deal. He's always looking to sell his wares, and he ends up cozying up to this rich guy in the backseat of Mace's limo and, you know, getting out, you know, the mini disc player and doing all that. And, you know, she almost kicks him out. Like, you don't do this while I'm on the job. You don't do this to my clients. And, but she can't let him go. Like, right. Like, she's like, get back in the car. You know, she can't let him go. At the club they go to, that Mace drops Lenny and his client off at, Lenny confronts record label executive Philo Ron Gant, again, the Michael Wincott character, who is now dating Faith. So like, it's not only is he her like record executive, but he is also now dating Faith.
She's Cassandra and he's Rob Lowe.
There you go.
Yeah.
Michael Wincott. Is there a more like early to mid 90s like that guy actor than Michael Wincott? They're like The Crow, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh yeah, like for sure.
And he's got that voice. Yeah, that Michael Wincott voice.
Well, and he was in Alien Resurrection. Yeah, he was just there, and then he just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't need just so much gravel in our voice in the 2000s. Thank you for your time.
No. Bush is in office now. We're good. Right. So Lenny tells Faith that Gant is in trouble. He's using too much. He's using too much like playback, which is one of the several terms they use for like how you watch. Yeah.
He's too jacked devices. In.
Yeah. Yep. In with the keyword there. And that Gant had hired Max to follow Faith around. Like, she's aware of this. Like, she knows, like, I know he's watching me. I know my boyfriend is watching me. He hired your best friend to do that.
But I'm a musician and I need a label.
Yes, exactly. But she's still there nonetheless. All the meantime in this club, we see Steckler and Engelman there. Mm-hmm. So these cops from before who were chasing Iris, they're there spying on Lenny as Mace picks him up from the club.
Because we learned, now we're going to go back, when we referenced in Falling Down, LA's not as big as you think.
So it's like it was a Cloverfield. You know, we talked about that in Cloverfield.
Well, Cloverfield in New York's not as big as you think.
It's not that big. No,
because Falling Down, Michael Douglas's character walked the entirety of LA.
He walked all of LA.
And so these two cops, everything that's going on in LA's not as big as you think. It looks sprawled out. It's not.
No, it's like it's different type of maps. You know, on some maps, Greenland looks bigger than the rest of the world.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all about it.
It's all perspective.
For you flat earthers out there, no, this is clearly the Earth is round, and that's why LA looks so big.
But it's really just a small, quaint country club community.
Well, the residential and business areas are just a tight little 4-block radius downtown. Like, you could totally hoof it.
You take the 405.
That's right, up to Mulholland. But yeah, LA's not that big.
No, it's not big at all. So they're there, and you don't know why they're there, but they're there, and of course they always look sweaty and paranoid.
It was nickel beer night.
Yeah, it's true. It's nickel beer night at this club they're at. Yeah. So back in Mace's limo, Lenny's watching the disc that a friend at the club had given him. That it was in a big envelope labeled Nero. So like somebody left this for you. So he's like, okay, whatever. It's probably just another client. And so Lenny's in Mace's limo watching this random disc that random person passed along to him. And the POV is of someone who ends up stalking, raping, and killing Iris.
Yeah.
And Lenny gets the impression that this just happened. This recording can't be more than minutes, if not an hour or two old.
Right.
And so Lenny recognizes where it is, and he says, we need to get to this hotel right now, tells Mace that. And as they pull up, Iris is being wheeled out on a gurney, and she's dead. And they do that thing where it's like they unzip it just so you can see her face to then just zip it back up. Because
I got to switch one of my bads now.
I actually, as I started saying it out loud, I had it as a bad as well. It's like, I just took one of mine. I'm sorry about that.
I go, it's all right. I go, paramedics don't uncover bodies on the way to the ambulance out there in broad public.
You usually do that inside. You cover them up. We gotta air this corpse out.
It's especially because no one really looked at it. It just was to show Lenny from across the street who we're dealing with.
So. It's Iris. Okay.
Okay.
That could have been anybody.
It wasn't the other dead body coming out of the same hotel.
No. But I'm glad you and I noticed that same thing.
Yeah, I did.
It's so afterwards he ends up kind of processing everything with Max, and Max has all these theories and information. I'm going to reach out to my buddies down in the force. We're going to get some info. Like Max is the guy who gets you information. That's what you want to. What the movie is telling you about Max. And they're also trying to figure out who gave this disc to Lenny, and how and why is Lenny involved in all this. So Lenny ends up going to Faith to tell her Iris has been murdered. You need to come with me because Iris mentioned you before she died, that you're in danger, but she stays and chooses Gant. After Lenny's kicked out, Faith and Gant reveal that they also knew Iris was in trouble. And that Gant hits Faith. So of course Gant is that guy. He's, evil record mogul kind of guy. Yeah. So like, again, you really want to get set up that Gant's the bad guy. He hits women.
Yep.
He does drugs. He's really into playback. he's jacked in. Gant is there, of course, throughout this whole movie, Lenny is just getting kicked out of places.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
So Gant has, I appreciate Gant's goons. He has like 3 goons that
they're
you
defined.
See. And one of them I think is played by Nikki Katt, who is just kind of a fun that guy actor who pops up here and there. And so they start beating Lenny up, but Mace shows up, and we, for the first time in this movie, get a full demonstration of how capable Mace is.
Well, she's Wakandan.
Yes. Yeah. She's the Wakandan queen, and she shows herself there. Yeah. So she takes out all 3 of them and saves Lenny. Afterwards, Lenny and Mace process, remembering how Iris said that they were after her. They figured that this was premeditated. This was not something that just randomly happened. There was a reason that Iris specifically was targeted. We then flash back to a moment from Lenny and Mace's past. We see a younger Mace. This was maybe 3 to 5 years earlier. Not too far in the past.
Not too far.
A couple years earlier, as Mace's husband is being arrested, and she's just arrived home from work. You get the idea. She was like a server at a restaurant or something, and she walks in, and her husband's getting arrested. Like, where's my son? She has this young son who's 3 or 4 years old, and Officer Nero is there back when he was on the force. Just reading to him to keep him calm, to keep him safe, and to keep him away from this awful trauma of watching his father get arrested. And so that's the connection. That's how Lenny and Mace became friends and became connected. The next day, so again, we're on New Year's Eve now. Lenny talks to Max on the phone, finds another disc left for him, this time at his home.
Right.
It's the same killer. He actually broke into Lenny's that morning. So again, this disc is
it's fresh. Yeah,
old,
it's fresh.
This recording. So Lenny is watching as someone breaks into his own home, takes a box cutter, puts it up to sleeping Lenny's throat on the sofa, only for the killer to walk back away, just to demonstrate that I could kill you whenever I want. I know who you are. I know what you do. I know where you live. You are vulnerable, and you should be afraid.
Worked.
Yeah, it would. It would work
on me.
Yeah. Lenny and Mace go to Tix to analyze the iris recording, and Tix says something interesting. He says that the killer is colorblind. He's able to deduce that.
Tell.
Yeah. Because again, it's all through the perspective, through the neural cortexes of the person who's wearing the recording device. After realizing that Iris put something in his car the prior night, they Mace and Lenny end up breaking into the impound lot. They find the disc in his car that had been impounded, and they're immediately cornered and attacked by Steckler and Engelman. So they pop up again. They've been following Lenny. They somehow know he's involved, but they don't know exactly how.
And Lenny doesn't either.
Yeah. And they're demanding. They knew he had some kind of recording. They knew he had a disc, because again, earlier in the movie, after they pulled Iris's wig off, they knew that she was wearing that SQUID device. And they almost kill him, but like there's like a Rottweiler that ends up like grabbing Steckler's arm, and of course Mace is just cool as a cucumber as they're now taking gunfire.
That Rottweiler recovered from that Mace.
Mace
pretty quick.
The Rottweiler, so it's already bad.
Yeah,
it recovered, but I'm sure it wasn't the greatest of moves.
But he's loyal now.
That's actually, little known fact, that's actually how you gain a dog's loyalty.
It's mace him.
Is you spray them with mace, and then you stay in their vicinity.
Well, nothing established alpha better than macing.
Than macing a Rottweiler. Yeah,
that's how Cesar Millan gets it done.
That's they don't show you that on camera
before they hit record. He maces the whole family. Well, so they just do whatever he tells them.
That sound he makes, that sound, that's actually him spraying the mace. It's just
it's him reminding him what mace spray sounds like. It's the threat of doing it again.
Yes, to trigger the auditory based memories of the dog. I don't want to get maced again.
I'm not messing with Caesar here. That's what it is. It's a cortex thing.
It is. There's a lot of psychology in this movie. A lot of.
I like to think that Cesar Millan watched Strange Days and then launched his dog training career.
Strange Days launched the career of Cesar Millan. Oh God, I gotta remember that. So you got Mace is cool as a cucumber. They get back in the limo. They're driving away. Steckler and Engelman are pursuing in their police vehicle. They have like an automatic weapon they're firing at them. But the limo's bulletproof.
Bullet resistant.
That's right. Bullet resistant. Yeah, that's right. Because Lenny says, "What happened to bulletproof?"
This movie's kind of it's got some funny moments. Like it establishes enough humor from the right characters. Like Lenny drops a few comedic lines to give you just a little more insight to like his personality. And so there's some funny lines.
Well, and to break up just how intense this movie is.
Exactly. Because I was saying it's not a comedy by any stretch, but there are some just throwaway, like Marvel does a lot of that stuff too. Marvel's a little bit heavier in it now, but just a few of these just one-liners, just
ease the tension a little bit. Remind you that the characters are human.
Right.
And so Steckler and Engelman end up pinning this limo against a pier, like on a dock. And so like they're cornered and trapped in there, but they can't get to Lenny and Mace. Steckler ends up dumping gasoline all over the limo and lights it on fire. And of course, Lenny turns to Mace. He's like, it's going to hit the gas tank any moment. So Mace just drives the limo directly into the bay.
Yeah. Off the pier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, flames are out.
Put the fire out. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll deal with these problems in order.
She's so awesome.
Yeah, she is. And so they end up escaping out and they make it and everything. Lenny, in the meantime, before the car chase happened, he did give them a disc, but he swapped that out and gave them a disc of one of his old memories with Faith. So he still has the disc that Iris had slipped in the car.
So they have something they get jacked into.
Yes. Once they find out it's Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Mace and Lenny end up going to Mace's sister's. Lenny insists Mace, so in the meantime, Lenny has watched this disc that Iris put in the car, and Lenny just looks at Mace and he's like, I know you want nothing to do with this technology. You have to watch this. I cannot put this into words. And even I took the quote down. It's that important.
Yeah.
And so
like he respected her distance enough, but he's like, hey, this is bigger than both of us.
Yeah, there's no way that you can really fully truly appreciate what this is without watching it. And so we kind of through Mace's experience, we see this recording that Iris had made a couple nights prior. Iris is with Jericho 1.
Yeah.
So it's Jericho 1, Iris, and then another man and another female prostitute. And they're driving through LA and they get pulled over by Steckler and Engelman. Jericho 1 just lays into them. Like, who are you to do this? Like, I'm going to expose you for everything you are. And
he gives a little bit of it. Do you know who I am?
Yeah. And Steckler and Engelman, like especially Steckler, that's the Vincent D'Onofrio character. Like he's coming back at Jericho 1 and again, he's this supposed authority figure, this police officer, and he is in zero control of the situation. He can't control what Jericho 1 is saying or doing. Steckler executes him, shoots him right in the head, kills Jericho 1. The other man and the other prostitute are gunned down as well. And again, we see all of this through Iris's perspective.
Right, because she's got a squid.
Yeah, and she escapes on foot. She barely makes it out. She ends up running through like a train yard and gets like a freight train between them. And so that's how she escaped from them. And moments after that, you imagine she ended up in that subway and got on the subway car. So a tearful and terrified Mace just says, I see the world opening up and swallowing us all. Because they know what'll happen if that recording gets out, and they speculate, like, what do we do? And Lenny even speculates like the cops didn't kill Iris. The person she was wearing the squid for is the one who killed her. It wasn't these cops that got her.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't know how to use the technology. So Lenny and Mace meet Max at Tick's, but Tick's brain dead. Somebody cooked him. Yeah. They overloaded like the signal in the device he was using, which basically, according, I love how Lenny says it turned his frontal lobes into runny eggs.
Yeah.
So he's not dead, but he's basically
basically dead. Yeah.
Yeah. And Max starts, and so Lenny and Mace and Max are like, well, what do we do? And who could have done this? And Max starts speculating about a death squad of cops, and talks Mace out of turning the disc to the media. We can't do that. Lenny insists that Faith knows about all this and she's at risk. And so he and Mace pull her aside after a performance back in Gant's club. And she's aware of who killed Jericho 1. Somehow she knew that Iris did it, or that Iris was there.
Right.
So she says Gant's a wire junkie. She's having people followed. Everybody ever was wired. And again, all this evidence keeps pointing towards Gant. Gant had Iris wired up to monitor Jericho 1. So Gant was the one who had Iris put that squid on.
Right.
Gant panicked. We see a flashback of Iris going to Faith and Gant. Immediately after the subway scene. Your Pulp Fiction comp works as well, as we're kind of jumping around here a little bit. Gant panicked. He had burned the original disc, but Iris had made a copy of it. Gant,
go ahead.
Gant was the one who put Iris up at that hotel. You go to this hotel and you wait. You lie low here. So
Gant's main fear was that his artists would reveal that he's been keeping him under surveillance.
Yeah. But
it wasn't this political blow up as a purpose. He was afraid to be exposed.
Yeah. Yeah. That he would lose his prestige in the record industry.
Right.
So all the fingers are pointing at Gant at this point. While the three try to escape the club, Gant hits Lenny with a champagne bottle. Ooh, that looked like it really hurt too.
Yeah.
Grabs Faith back, but Mace and Lenny make it out. Gant leaves Faith in his suite with a bodyguard. So we're getting into the third act here.
Yeah.
Gant goes downstairs. He's throwing a big celebrity party because again, it's New Year's Eve, 1999. So Faith's upstairs in this suite. Gant's downstairs. And enraged, Lenny wants to go to the party to save Faith. Mace is she's like, no, like, we're done. And she starts breaking all of his old discs, throws Lenny against the wall, says, this is your life right here, right now, in real time. Memories were meant to fade. Really powerful scene between these two. And then again, you start wondering, like Mace, she really cares about Lenny. Like, she's so furious at him, and she so hates what he does, but yet she can't let him go.
Yeah. I mean, it continues to exposition, lays it on, making it much more obvious how she really feels about Lenny.
Yeah.
Fatboy Slim liked it too.
Yes, I was debating on whether or not. Do you want to? We could get into that now. I never realized that. As much as I didn't either. As I've in this movie, I somehow never put that together. That right here, right now, was lifted from this movie. Right here, right now, right here. Yeah. And Lenny asks Mace if you've ever been in love with someone who doesn't return it, because he's referring to Faith.
Yeah.
And she says, yeah, I do. So there it is, letting you know this is how
Tom Sizemore walks in set and goes, "Did you guys figure that one out?" Oh my God, I think she loves him. Like, Tom Sizemore, you're not supposed to be on set here.
No, he had nothing else to do. So we cut to the LA skyline. We're in the big end sequence now, Oz. Fireworks. We get a title card on screen, 11:09 p.m., December 31st, 1999. We're less than an hour from the New Year's, and this movie just amps up the tension. There's a huge party in the streets, like just blocks and blocks of downtown LA are just filled with people dancing. There's a police and National Guard presence just everywhere, just like times 10 from the beginning of the movie. After sneaking into the party, Lenny tries calling Max. He doesn't answer. Mace tells Lenny that if he trades in the tape for Faith, she'll disavow him. Like, this tape is more important than your love for Faith. You can't give that up. Right. And this tape is a lightning bolt from God. You have no right to use it as currency. From Thor himself.
I think Tom Sizemore wrote those lines for her.
He did. Some of the lines... we need
to be real obvious how important this is.
So, some of the lines in this movie are a bit much, but this whole movie is a bit much.
Yeah, it's amped up for sure.
I'm willing to suspend my disbelief.
Well, and I mean, you and I, and obviously we're here, and like, we lived through that Y2K era.
Yeah,
it was amped up. Like, not only with the fear of what's going to happen to all the computers, but just. There was that, like, this isn't your average new year. This isn't your average turnover to a new decade. Like, we're switching millennia here. And so, it really cranked it up, and it wasn't too far off from that in reality.
I almost use Chris Jericho's Y2J as my punchline to the movie Marriage. Break the wall down.
Now I got to change my rating.
Oh, no. Was that your rating? Was Y2J?
I had Y2 Jericho as my rating.
Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. You clearly. I had a squid on when I was doing my movie notes.
You did, yes.
And I know you know your way around a mini disc player. So
I did know my way around a mini disc player. But yes, you should stop wearing that device as you're constructing your notes, because I can see everything you're doing.
Yeah, you've already seen the movie. You don't need to watch me watch the movie.
I was also wearing a device as I watched it, so you watched me watch the movie.
Exactly. Yeah,
and then I watched you take your notes.
It's all right.
Technology these days, folks.
These days, I tell you,
they're strange. These are some strange days. I started making that joke with some students the other day, like how we like to joke that it's the old oh god, why am I the Matt Walsh, Amy Poehler,
the Upright Citizens Brigade.
It's the old bit how you have to say the name of the movie in the movie.
I was waiting for a titular line and didn't get one.
We did not. Man, these are some strange days.
Yeah, I was hoping for one. Tom Sizemore was like, "That's why you cast the guy, is to drop a line like that."
Is to say that, yeah. So Lenny ends up giving Mace the disc, because basically he can't trust himself, and he knows she's more capable than he is anyway. So like, he gives her the disc and tells her the police commissioner is standing right over there. The guy with two last names is standing right there.
The only man in a suit.
Yes.
He's over there.
Yeah. Give him the disc. And she tries to, but it's uncertain as to whether or not he accepted it. In Gant's suite, Faith is nowhere to be found. We follow Lenny up there, but there's another envelope with Nero's name on it. Like, how could anybody have known that he was going to be there with another disc in it? Someone recorded a POV of themselves with Faith minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Faith recognizes the person wearing the squid, handcuffs, and puts a squid on her. Something I forgot to mention earlier was during the whole Iris sequence, someone put a squid on Iris as she was being raped and murdered. So basically, like, it
was like a direct line.
Like, so she was watching herself get murdered and experiencing it from the murderer's perspective, which just so awful. And so that happens here again. And handcuffs her, puts a squid on her, puts a belt around her neck, and goes to rape her, and she's consenting to this.
Well, not yet. Like, Lenny rips the device off because he can't bring himself to watch it. Like, because he's seen two other instances where he almost was murdered, and then of course Iris was murdered, so he just jumps to conclusions that
that it's the same thing again.
That she's being killed, and I'm going to watch it, and he can't do it.
And he's literally in the same room that this recording was made in minutes earlier, and he can't find Faith, so he's panicked. He can't find her. He thinks he just watched her get raped and murdered. He puts the device back on and finishes it, and that's where it's revealed that
in between is when he looks over and there's the body.
There's the dead body.
So he assumes it's Faith.
Pulls the sheet off.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Pulls the sheet off the body, and it's Gant.
It's Gant. And he's cooked.
Yes. So again, same thing as Tick earlier. He's not dead, but somebody melted his brain.
Right.
Puts the device. Lenny puts the device back on, finishes the video, and that's where we see that she was consenting to it. And the person wearing the squid recording this, supposedly about to rape and kill Faith, looks in a mirror. It's Tom Sizemore.
Well, because she says to him, she goes, "I love you, Max," and that's when he looks over at the mirror, and you're like, "Oh, I wouldn't have guessed it was Tom Sizemore."
Yeah.
Which
he's the last person I would have suspected.
Well, I probably would have been the last person I was suspected to have consenting sex with Juliette Lewis.
Lewis, yeah. That's true. So Max then walks in with a gun on Lenny, shoots Gant with Lenny's gun. So nope, you just killed Gant. Expositions everything about his plan to Lenny. Faith walks in and confirms it. Max goes to shoot Lenny, but Faith has a change of faith and knocks the gun away, and the three of them are squabbling. Really brutal sequence. Lenny and Max are fighting over a gun, and Max picks it up, and Lenny grabs Max's arm and rubs it against like a broken glass table.
Right.
They Max pulls out a knife, sticks it in Lenny's back. They end up on a balcony. Max tumbles over and is hanging on by Lenny's tie. And he's 20 stories up. Lenny pulls the knife out of his back, cuts his tie, sending Max plummeting to his death.
Yes, right. So. Expositioning the entire way down.
It was me the whole time.
I just passed the 18th floor, 17th floor, 16th floor.
So
holds up a little Acme sign, says "Yelp."
Yikes! So that sequence is done. We cut back. In the meantime, we've been with Lenny and Faith and Max for the last several minutes. So what's going on with Mace? She's back down on street level. She again beats up Gant's three goons.
Yeah.
And she's spotted by Steckler and Engelman. They're there again just because LA is such a small town, right, Oz?
It's tight.
They chase her into a crowded street. There's like this incredibly frantic metal music playing in the background. There's live music acts everywhere. Steckler just starts shooting into the crowd after her. So whatever is going on, it's like he is doing everything he can to prevent that disc from getting leaked. Several innocent people are shot. Mace ends up in the crowd. She gets the drop on him, hits him with his own nightstick, shoots Engelman with a taser, handcuffs them together. Like, she's just so awesome. Like, yeah. Police and tactical gear arrive, see a black woman. Again, that's what you're supposed to see. You're supposed to see a black woman holding a gun on 2 white officers in the middle of this crowded area, and they just start beating her. As Steckler is egging him on, like, and of course using language that is inappropriate for this podcast.
Can't pump his fists, but he wants to.
Yeah, basically.
He's cuffed.
And so she's just getting beaten by police. And in the crowd, a young black boy yells, "Leave her alone," jumps on one of the cops, inciting a riot. Mm-hmm. So there's people fighting, like police. Steckler and Engelman are still handcuffed together. Mace is still lying there beaten. As the police and National Guard finally get order to the sequence and perimeter around them, Commissioner Strickler walks up, and Steckler starts screaming and pointing at Mace. This is the start of it right there. He's just pointing at Mace. And Strickland holds up the disc. It says, "Put those 2 men under arrest for murder," and calls for a medic for Mace. Lenny arrives to help her up. And at this point, you think that the movie's done.
Yeah.
And Engelman grabs a gun from a police officer who's standing near him, realizes he's surrounded, looks at Steckler, and eats a bullet.
Yeah.
Kills himself right there.
Splatters all over
Steckler's face.
Right.
Just drenched in Engelman's blood. He grabs the gun, drags Engelman's body towards Mace and Lenny.
It's
just screaming the N-word at her until he's finally gunned down by the other police officers there.
Right.
Such an intense scene, Oz.
Big time. Yeah.
The cops,
I would argue this movie was, if it weren't for the intensity and the performance of the actors in this last little bit, this movie was probably about 20 minutes too long.
Yeah.
And this part here, if it wasn't for D'Onofrio, really would have sucked the wind out of this movie.
Yeah, but this movie is just foot on the gas pedal the whole time.
Well, and it's almost like, in some way, Cameron of being like, okay, we got the plot out of the way, back to my social commentary.
Yeah.
Like, let's get back to it.
Yeah. So the cops take Faith into custody. Medics are tending to them. The crowd's counting down to the new year.
Yeah.
Again,
everyone's
there's tens of
anyway.
thousands of people everywhere. Balloons drop. Fireworks are going off. There's confetti everywhere. This like very ethereal music is playing in the midst of all of this just chaos. Lenny tells Mace, "Hey, I'll see you downtown," because of course they're going to go in and and everything. But he comes back.
They want to ask us a few questions for 6 hours. Like,
they joke with each other, and then they go leave to take separate cars. And a Mace is about to get in Strickland's car, and Lenny comes back, and they share this passionate kiss in the middle of tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people, on seconds into New Year's and the new millennium. As the camera pans up, title card 12:02 a.m. January 1st, 2000, as the credits start rolling. Ooh, what a thrill ride this
really
movie is.
Oh. Yeah, very, very much so.
Oh, so folks, every week, Oz and I give our own unique rating to the film we yap about. We yapped a lot about this one this week, Oz. 1995, Strange Days. Dare I ask, I accidentally revealed your movie rating before. How would you rate this flick, Oz?
I'm going to give this 7 Bassett Hounds.
7 Bassett Hounds, okay?
Because, I think if Angela Bassett had a different career of taking dominance over dogs, she would call it Bassett Hounds.
She would call it Bassett Hounds. Where she trains Bassett Hounds. Only Bassett Hounds.
With bear spray and mace.
With bear spray and mace.
She'll do any kind of dog, but that's the name of her dog training business.
Bassett Hounds. Yeah.
Bassett Hounds.
That's Cesar Millan learned so much from this movie.
Yeah, he was an underling of Angela Bassett.
He was.
So that's my new rating is Bassett Hounds.
I love that so much. I'm glad I took that just so you could come back to that.
Yeah, I did. I had
Y2J.
I had Y2 Jericho, and I was like, oh, because there's a Jericho in this movie, and it's Y2K, and it'll fit. And then it's all right. It's only fair after the dozens of episodes I've stolen things off of your notes. So
I enjoy the spontaneity though of when that happens.
Oh yeah, I do too. Well, and it's returned. So Bassett Hounds is my rating.
I love Bassett Hounds. Mine is simply all the adrenaline in my body. That's my rating. I don't have a number. It's all of the adrenaline my body is capable of producing.
Okay. That'll be a boring image, but whatever.
Yeah. it's like somebody's pancreas is what that is. So, folks, again, every week, Oz and I scour the interwebs searching for unprofessional reviews that tickle our funny bones, and we hope they tickle yours as well in this week's edition of Outside Insight. Oz, my friend, what is your Outside Insight?
Well, this is a 1-star Amazon review by Pearl. Titled, OMG, what a waste, not worth it. If you still want to see it, rent it.
Okay.
Left in 2013.
Okay.
Totally boring. Save your money. I wish someone could have advised me about the ridiculousness of this movie. So surprised by the reviews, which makes me suspicious. I've heard about complaints of fixed reviews and deleting of low ratings for the purpose of sale. Anyway, back to my analysis. It was so messed up that at one point, these two great actors had to settle for these kind of roles. This movie sucked. Let's just say it is not a movie I would ever want to see twice. I would have rather rented it than bought this stupid movie, which was a complete insult to my intelligence. Plus, all the sexually abusive bondage and violent behavior towards women in this film, I've never been this harsh, but I am disgusted. Thanks, Pearl.
Thanks, Pearl. Yeah.
So what's yours? What's your Outside Insight?
I got two, if you don't mind.
The
first is a 10 out of 10. As always, from the Internet Movie Database. 10 out of 10 from The Core. Left in, I'm assuming he's working on his core.
It's from his abdomen.
It's his abdomen left the review. Left in October of 1999 with the subject line, sizzling sci-fi action thriller. There are at least 5 climactic scenes toward the end, which must break some kind of record. After the movie's over, you may feel like
it's a Guinness record.
It's a Guinness record. After the movie's over, you may feel like you've just been cooked in a vat of boiling oil, but luckily you'll be perfectly well done, not burned to a crisp.
That's what it'll feel like.
That's what it'll feel like.
To be fair, I think that's probably what they put in Ralph Fiennes' hair for this movie.
That was a lot of
entire vat of oil.
Cooking oil, yeah. A lot of it.
Very slick.
A lot of vegetable oil in there.
Yeah.
The other one I'm going to share is a 1 out of 10, also from IMDb, left by Shevdu in June of 2007 with the subject line, the worst movie I have ever seen. I don't review movies, but I decided I have to review this one because it is absolutely the worst movie I've ever seen, and I have seen a lot of movies. I worked at a video store for a few years, so for 8 hours a day, I was watching movies. I saw this one in the theater with an advanced screening press my then girlfriend got us. She ended up liking the movie, and my detest for it probably didn't help our relationship, which was on shaky ground and dissolved a month later.
We broke up because I didn't like Strange Days.
I didn't like Strange Days. But I know what I'm talking about because I worked at a video store.
I've watched Quentin Tarantino write this?
Yeah, I think so. I think Shevdu is somehow short for QT.
Yeah, I think so. Oh my.
All right, folks, we are at that point in the show you've all been waiting for, the Let's Talk About Flicks signature segment, the 3-2-1, in which Oz and I each share 3 goods, 2 bads, and 1 about this week's movie, Strange Days. Oz, what are your 3 goods?
My first is the seedy, slimy look of 1999.
Yes.
Bigelow and crew did a great job of it. I mean, was that what it was like? No, but they built a world for us that felt lived in and exhausted and just ready for whatever is next. And I really enjoyed that aesthetic of that kind of neo-noir, just it just was a cool, like, it really worked. It worked for me. So that's my first good. My second is the ongoing Rolex offer.
I didn't include, there was so much to include, I left that out.
But that was a fun little bit, as he just kept he had just a whole batch of fake Rolexes, and every time he was kind of in a pinch, he would try to offer up, hey, let me give you my Rolex, whether it be to get out of trouble or as collateral or something. But let me take this Rolex. And everybody recognized it as a fake Rolex, like every time. But he just kept going. So that was fun. And 3, I'm just Angela Bassett. I'm just going to leave it at that. Anything and everything about her in this role was outstanding. And so that's my third good, is just Angela Bassett.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
What are your 3 goods?
My 3 goods. First, it's just a cool premise.
Yeah,
you hinted at it with your first one, just like it's not just a sci-fi movie. It's not just an action movie. Like, it's also a neo-noir. Like, it's a cool premise, and the way they, the technology that they used for this, like, there was some pretty innovative, like, camera work they did.
And that's very much a James Cameron thing. Like, sometimes it's almost like, I kind of want to make a movie just so I can make new tech. Like, I mean, what can I do to?
That's Avatar, right?
Hey, go for it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, like, that's my first good. Just cool premise, just cool. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
My second good is just, I mentioned before, this movie's almost 2.5 hours long, but it doesn't feel like that. This movie is electric. It just goes. And my last one, I mentioned before, I'll try to be brief now because we're already running pretty long, but, like, just the impact this movie had on me as a kid. It really opened my eyes. It's not a perfect movie, but it really opened my eyes as to what film really can be, how it can serve a higher purpose, as art and not just entertainment. And I so appreciate encountering this movie at the time in my life when I did. And I still feel that 16-year-old energy, when I watch this movie. And it's not a profound movie. It's not one of those you're ever going to see in like a top movie lists or anything like that. Right. But just the timing was right, and it was the right kind of message and story and technology and music, and it hit me in the right way at the right time. And I'm so appreciative that I encountered this movie when I did.
That's fair. I like it.
Yeah. So, Oz, what are your 2 bads?
Hollywood's ability to predict society. And I don't mean it as being wrong. I just mean it as Hollywood's predictions of future society never seem to be good, but they always end up never being that far off.
Idiocracy.
Yeah. And so I'm just going to leave it there. That's a bad on us, not a bad on the movie of why do we always seem to feed into this? Like, we're supposed to watch these and avoid it, not watch these and be like, well, that's a novel idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if Cleavon did procreate that quickly?
Wow. So that's my first bad. And my second, which was going to be, I don't even, what did I say it was? The uncovering of a dead body for no reason other than just exposition. Yeah. My second one is just the inclusion of Tom Sizemore. We joked about it all throughout. Yeah. It's when Tom Sizemore is in your cast, you've kind of played your hand. Yeah. It's kind of obvious, and it was no surprise here when I saw it a mile away. As soon as that first Iris rape murder tape hit Lenny, I was like, because obviously it's playing up as a whodunit. Like, that's what you're supposed to think, is who is the killer. I was like, it's got to be Max. Like, it's got to be Sizemore's character, because there's nothing else for him to do in this movie. And so when we get the end and we see Faith, did I think she was going to get murdered? Yeah, I did. I really did. But then when she comes back, she's like, I love you back. I'm like, oh, of course it was. Like, I saw it coming. So when you've got Sizemore in your cast, get creative with him, because otherwise you're playing right into what everybody's expecting anyway. So those are my 2 bads. What do you got?
My 2 bads. The first one I'm going to say is you could argue that this movie is a little too rough, especially with how some of the female characters are. Are treated. Yes. Like, Iris has no agency. Faith doesn't have a lot of agency either. She's used by men. Gant's slapping her around, despite how, oh God, I gotta be a little careful with how I describe this. Like, how the Iris murder scene, like how the use of technology made that a pretty unique kind of murder scene within cinema. Like that was really rough.
It's rough,
really rough.
Yeah.
Like uncomfortably rough. So like that's my first bad is it. Like,
yeah,
again, this is a product of the mid '90s, which doesn't excuse anything, but so I guess I'll just leave it there. That's my first bad.
Fair. That's fair.
My second bad is I'm going to kind of combine a couple of the possibilities I had here. Some of the dialogue, specifically some of the dialogue that Juliette Lewis delivers. You mentioned before that you like parts of her performance in this. I didn't. I'm
gonna with an asterisk, comparatively.
Sure.
That's where I want that to be established. I'm not saying compared to the rest of the cast. I'm saying compared to Juliette Lewis's other filmography.
Sure.
She tried here.
Yeah. I would argue she tried too hard here.
Oh yeah. Because you watch something like A Christmas Vacation and she's just so monotone and droll.
Yeah.
You watch From Dusk Till Dawn. She's just monotone and droll. Like it's just, you've got this real monotonous delivery across. So she at least emoted here. And with that, it was like, oh, good for you. Like you do know how to.
You're capable of expressing emotion,
right? And that was really where I was coming from. It wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get back to it. So
there's a scene where Lenny had gone to Gantz. And then he leaves and he's going down an elevator and she's yelling she's barely talking like this. And then she's screaming, I don't love you. And then she's talking like this. Yeah. And then I don't love you, Lenny. And and then there was another scene in one of the flashbacks where I think they just got done having sex and she's just, I love your eyes, Lenny. I love the way they see.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Like I said, I've got Huns. So.
So those are my two bads. Speaking of, Oz, what's your
I've got three, and they don't all count. I've added two since we started recording. My original is Juliette Lewis a good actress?
Okay, that's fair. That is more than fair.
That's my That was my
Okay.
My overarching is Juliette Lewis. That's why I said I'll come back to it, because there are times where she does, like in this movie, she gave much more of an effort than some of the other things. Now, let's not forget, Juliette Lewis comes from a film lineage. You could argue there's some nepotism to the Lewis name in Hollywood. So that's why you see Juliette Lewis showing up in things with some clout to them. So that's my first time. My second one, why did Faith get arrested at the end? Now, I know she's wrong, like she's implicated, but why did she get arrested?
That's true. Like, it's not like were they able to review the evidence that quickly?
Yeah. Like, did you guys put on the device and watch the tape? Like, because I really have a hard time believing that Lenny was going to turn her in. I just the way he's been the entire movie, I have a difficult time accepting that when the police get up to the suite, because like he cuts himself free and then he's back on the street. So how did the cops get her, and why was she arrested?
Yeah, so that's fair. I mean, for the audience, like, you want to see her kind of brought to justice, like get her comeuppance.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the closure of her being arrested because we know, but I was just left like, but
how did they know?
How did they know?
Yeah.
Because she could have walked scot-free. Gant's gone. Max is gone. Lenny's gone. Like, so, and my third, and my first one is Juliette Lewis, good actress. My third one, and this is more conversational. Do movies like this provide ideas for the negative side as well?
Okay.
Like, it's making strong social commentary. And it's obviously making it because there's already a side. But again, we're looking at a movie that we are 31 years later and still doing the same crap.
Yeah.
But almost more brazen and open. Like, using the military as law enforcement and it's like, so
opening fire on civilians.
When you put your social commentary out there for good, which I'm all for, the good isn't the only people watching the movie. there may be ideas that are blossoming that hadn't been thought of until you're making like, hey, this is what police brutality looks like. And then someone's like, well, how can I make it look less bad? Like how, okay, I agree that that's a problem, but how can I continue to use the police force in a negative way without it? So it's like, are the quote unquote, are the bad guys refining their ideas based on political commentary of movies as well? I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are my hunts. But the one I'm going with is Juliette Lewis a good actress?
I think that is fair. And I've never really enjoyed her too much. Like, I think we reviewed From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
She was okay in that.
Yeah. And we did, she's a Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
And but that whole movie was ramped up to where her elevator delivery, like you said here, that was her character there. It's like, So I'm with you. Like, if she's in a movie, I'm not going to avoid it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the few and far between Juliette Lewis as the lead movies seem to have a lot of problems, like The Other Sister being one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was in the Cape Fear remake.
Yeah.
Which was good.
But it wasn't good because of her.
But yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, and I wouldn't put her as the lead. I would put her lead adjacent. But yeah, when you're watching that, you're watching De Niro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my huh.
I think she got nominated for an Academy Award for that movie. I'm looking right now.
Well, it's because Hollywood recognized, like, whoa.
Yeah. 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 She was nominated. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Cape Fear.
Well, because again, Hollywood recognized that we're never going to see Juliette Lewis do this again. Like, let's nominate her while she's here. Like, Anna Paquin won as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Or at least, was nominated. I think she won. Did she win?
She won. Marissa Tomei, My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, same thing. Like, lightning in a bottle. Let's grab it.
Yeah.
It's because again, they're bankable. I mean, they're talented enough that you're going to put them in movies, which is fine. Because again, they don't tear it down. They just they just distract at times. So, all right, I'm gonna shut up. What's your huh?
My huh is, and unfortunately I know the answer to this, but I'm going to pose the question anyways. Why didn't mini disc technology take off?
Yeah, for the same reason HD DVD didn't.
Exactly, and Betamax. Yeah, yeah.
Somebody's got to lose.
Yeah. Record companies, retailers didn't support mini discs. What a cool technology. This we're talking the 90s. We're talking 30 years ago, where you could record and erase all of the on this one device. It wasn't tape, which would wear out.
Yeah.
You could move tracks around on it, like which you can't do on tape. Like, you can't take something
DVD or CD.
Yeah. Like, it was so versatile, and it was like physically smaller and more durable.
Same thing happened to zip drives.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so much more space and ability than your typical floppy, but it's all about, we can market this.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. It's just disappointing that technology didn't keep up. Just like it ended up being used more for production work than as, like licensed releases, like music. Like, I know they tried to sell. I remember going into Best Buy, and they did have a small mini disc section for albums. It just didn't take off because CD technology was really the thing in the 90s, and it's just disappointing because
I know we utilized it at the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
You would bring over your sound clips that we would.
Yeah, I think that was my legacy, is that I made a couple of discs worth of sound effects that I left the station.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
but I'm with you though. But yeah, there's always that competing technology that, and where we're at right now, honestly, even though it's not physical, is who's going to win the AI war?
Yeah,
like, is it going to be Chat? Is it going to be OpenAI, or is it going to be Google or
Skynet?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
my money's on Skynet.
I would say Skynet. Yeah, they're eventually going to win.
Yeah, they will. So,
Oh, well, that's a good.
That was a thrill ride of a movie and a thrill ride of an episode.
Yeah, it was a fun episode.
Yeah,
for sure. Thank you for bringing that to the list, because it was. We've watched a lot of firsts lately, and that was a good first. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, and
I did.
Again, it's as I come in full circle in the episode, it's not a perfect movie. Strange Days is not a perfect movie, but it was one that just hit me in the right way at the right time. And I think most people have experiences like that, and this happened to be one for me. So hey, Oz, as we continue with Bam Bam Kathryn Bigelow month,
right?
What movie are we watching next week?
Well, next week we are going to watch Derek Zoolander's favorite look, Blue Steel. Right. We're going to watch Blue Steel, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Clancy Brown, Ron Silver. One of my kind of unspoken favorites, Elizabeth Pena.
She's good.
I like an Elizabeth Pena.
Yeah. I already watched this movie. I won't spoil or give anything away here.
I like Elizabeth Pena, Jacob's Ladder, and yeah. So, but yeah, I've not watched this. Will be another first time to be 100% transparent. With the exception of Near Dark, every movie this month is new for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Blue Steel was new for me. And again, we got a 5-weeker this month. I've seen the last movie we're covering, but it's probably been 25 years since I've seen it.
No, I've not seen it at all.
And the fourth week, I also have not seen. Almost embarrassed to say I haven't seen it. I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen it.
You should be embarrassed.
I am embarrassed. I'll think about my life choices.
It's where you spent most of your high school life, isn't it?
Yeah, thinking about my life choices.
No, just in that movie. In the title of that film.
I was literally in the Hurt Locker. We could have used that for Ouch Month last year.
Yeah.
Also that's January 25.
That's what I called where I hung out with my friends in high school. That's what they stuffed me. They all stuffed me in the Hurt Locker.
Yeah, it did physically hurt, but it was more the emotional pain that resonated.
We had wide lockers in high school.
It was actually more comfy than you would think. Right. I had a little lighter there. I was able to read comic books while I was in there.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time there.
Yeah,
some by choice.
I should rename it Emotional Hurt Locker.
So, but yeah, Blue Steel for next week, or we're gonna go backwards to 1990. I've again not seen it. I like Jamie Lee Curtis. I like Ron Silver and Clancy Brown are just they're Ron Silver and Clancy Brown. But yeah, so it'll be fun watch. You've seen it, and so
yes, I watched it a couple of days ago, and it. Yeah,
it's a movie.
This one will the tone of next week will probably be a little different than the other Bigelow movies this month.
Right, that's fair. So, social media wise, you guys can find us Facebook and Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Again, hit the website. You don't have to even hit all the other places if you just check out the website.
Yeah,
let's talk about flicks.com. Leave comments on blogs. Enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself while you're there. Check out the movie generator just because it's there, and that really serves no purpose than just I wanted to see if I could put
silly fun.
I wanted to see if I could put a random movie generator on the website, and I did.
So, and you did. It's great.
But yeah, for another episode of Let's Talk About Flicks, I'm Oz.
I'm Curtis.
And we'll see you next week with Blue Steel.